Alright, today we're going to be taking a look at my entire fire department apparatus fleet. All of these are custom vehicles except for, of course, the motorcycles, which can't be very custom. So, let's get started. Alright, first off we have the Medevac Helicopter. So this is mostly from set 60108, the fire helicopter. I don't remember exactly what that set was called. But I have modified or customized the set to, instead of being a water tanker, it is a Medevac helicopter that can fit a stretcher, and there is enough room way back in there for a dude to sit. It's very cramped though, but I really didn't want to make a massive 8-wide helicopter, since most Medevac helicopters are fairly small. The water tankers are the big ones, so all I really had to do was just extend the fuselage by a couple studs, and then gut the interior so it can fit the stretcher. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, here we have my 6x6 brush truck. So it's based off of like a 1-ton dually chassis, except converted into a 6x6. So I have 4 stud wide in the front here to kind of show that it was based off of a pickup chassis. And then you have the 2 rear axles. Of course, I have it on some big tires, so that way this thing can get really wherever it needs to go. Loads of cabinets and stuff, and I do have some, I don't want to break that, but there are some shovels clipped in behind there. I got a hose reel, a hitch receiver just in case you need to tow something, some more storage, your pump panel, fire extinguisher. Fairly simple build, but I really do like it. I think it's effective. And the 6x6 pickup chassis is fairly unique. Here we have my Swiftwater Rescue unit. So it's just a basic 4x4 pickup with some big tires in case we need to go a little off-road to get to the water access. Some really high sides so I can hold a SCBA tank as well as some diving gear. And then we have the trailer. Fairly simple trailer, a little bit of storage for more diving gear, and then just a simple little inflatable dinghy with a motor on the back. Not a very complex thing, but something that I think a city that has a harbor or a beach or anything, that kind of important to have a water rescue unit. Here we have the pride and joy of my fleet. This is engine 13.1. So this is the first due engine. I really like this one. I think I really knocked it out of the park in terms of trying to capture like the look of a real engine. There's some details that I could go back and fix, but I really do think I did this one very accurately. So you got your little water takeoff on the front bumper here, 2 seats in the front cabin, 2 more rear seats in the back there with your step up, some radios. They're ready to go. You have your monitor on the top, which can move fairly easily. Then you have your pump panel, a little hose reel in there, your ladder up to your turret, some more storage, got your extrication equipment, crowbar, hacksaw, I think there's a flashlight and an axe in there. Then you come to your back, you got all of your flashing warning lights, a hitch receiver. I've never seen a hitch receiver, but I figured I would put one on just in case they needed to tow the boat trailer. Your 5-inch hose rack up here. This will open up and there's some sections of suction hose in there. And then you come around to this side, which is basically the same as the other side, which isn't realistic. You normally only have a pump panel on one side, but I kind of wanted to make this thing somewhat symmetrical. You got some more gear in here, and I think another hose reel in there. But overall, this is probably my favorite apparatus. This, or maybe the tanker. I just think it really captures the essence of a proper fire engine, especially with this movement of going from 6 studs at the cab to 4 in the middle, and then back out to 6. I really think gives you that good detail. Here we have engine 13.2, or the second due engine. So it's similar, but also still very different to engine 13.1. The biggest difference is the fact that it has this ladder, and then the whole storage area is slightly different in its layout. The cabin is pretty much the same. I think I used a slightly different building technique for that front grille. Once again, 2 seats in front, 2 seats in back, some radios, that kind of thing. You got your hose reel, your pump panel, your ladder up to the top. Storage compartment, which has a chainsaw, chop saw, that kind of thing. This is fairly boxy, and I don't like how this whole back corner looks. I might go back and redo that at some point, but it was hard to get that good looking engine detail and still integrate this ladder. So you have all your warning lights, the same hitch receiver, storage for your suction hose. Then on this side, the same pump panel, hose reel, ladder. But then instead of having a big storage cabinet, you have a little one, and then this arm that'll hinge down to drop the ladder down. And that was the main thing I wanted to integrate into this engine to make it different from engine 13.1. And I think at some point in time I'm going to go back and revisit this build, because I definitely want to keep this ladder and have this ladder detail, but I might make a custom ladder that's a little shorter that I can kind of fit better and make the whole rear storage compartments look a little bit more svelte like engine 13.1, whereas this is kind of a brick with a ladder on it. It's good enough for now, but I might come back and visit this later. Here I have my ladder 13. So it has a similar cab design to the 2 engines. However, I don't have the big front bumper with a hose takeoff, because it's a ladder truck, so it doesn't have a pump or anything, but the cab is very similar. I do have a officer's computer in there, 2 forward seats, 2 rear seats, some radios. Then you have your outrigger details. They don't come out, but I figured if I have this thing set up like putting out a fire, I can just modify that to be in the out position. Some cabinets for some storage, probably SCBA packs, and some Halligan bars, that kind of stuff. Some more. This is to simulate roll-up doors. Then we have your little step ladders up to the turret here. There's the back end. There's your controls for the turret. I don't really like the rear turret here, but I really struggled. By the time I got to this point in the build, I was kind of ready to get it done, so I just kind of whipped something together fairly quickly. It's good enough, but like the engine 13.2, might come back and revisit it later. The ladder does elevate, extend, rotate, and I did test it to make sure that the height of the ladder reaches the tallest point anywhere in the city. So that's good. Then on this side, it's identical to the other side. Steps up to the turret, your outriggers, roll-up garage door, and some more storage containers. I do have a few clips here, axe, fire extinguisher on the other side. And actually this front end here is from a set. I just modified the interior and then extended the cabin and chassis. It's from a ladder truck set from years ago. That's why I still have all those stickers that look like they're supposed to be there. Next up we have the rescue squad, and it has the number 4 on it because I had a sticker with 4 on it, and so I put it in the 4th apparatus bay in the big bays. Once again, like the ladder truck, you don't have that big front bumper with the hose takeoff, because this is a piece of apparatus that doesn't carry any water or pumps it. So once again, similar cab design to all the other large apparatus. 2 seats in the front, 2 in the back, rear facing. And a rescue squad, it's basically just a vehicle with loads of stuff on it. So I have big compartments just all down the side. I just have this fire symbol to break it up. A little itty bitty tile sticking out here to represent a single SCBA bottle storage compartment. They normally put those around the fenders because you can't really put a big compartment there, but you can tuck a little SCBA bottle. Those are always useful. Very bright and colorful warning here. Kind of use this as traffic controlling with that much stripage. And on this side, same thing. Fairly basic build. I didn't even bother putting any gear in these compartments. Yeah, it's pretty much just a box with box on wheels with loads of compartments. Simple build, but gets the job done. Really not much I can complain about with this one. Here we have either my favorite or second favorite. It's tied at number 1 with engine 13.1. For favorite piece of apparatus is tanker 13. So we got the huge bumper. I really wanted to accentuate that. I really think it looks good with the hose takeoff. And not a similar cab design to all the others because it's a tanker, so I decided to go with the front nose instead of having the flat nose cab over design. And single cab, not a double cab. Don't even have a second seat in there. Then we have your very large pump panel because it's a tanker, so you got to have lots of hookups. Some suction hose storage right here. The top of your tank. I do want to see if I can figure out how to put a rack on the side of this rounded piece here that would simulate holding a what is it called? A large ground tank that they put down when they need to move a lot of water. Can't remember what that's called off the top of my head. Your roll-up storage for hose and other things. Back of the tanker. This is the one part of the tanker I really don't like. It was hard to fill in that gap. I might revisit that, and I kind of rushed the rear bumper. Same thing as with the ladder truck and the engine 13.2. I'll probably come back and revisit that at some point. And also, sadly, I didn't have this rear dish piece in white, so I had to make it out of gray. This side's pretty much the same, your roll-up doors and your large pump panel, but overall, I really, really like the look of this build. Once again, it's a tough, close fight with engine 13.1 for favorite piece apparatus, but I really do like the look of this. I think it's really sticks out to me because of the fact that it's got that front nose instead of the cab over design, so it's unique in that way. Last but not least, we just have the 2 little fire motorcycles. I haven't even modified what went on the back here. They're just from some random firefighting sets that Lego includes these just to get another vehicle in there. I figured these could be like the reconnaissance or quick response vehicles, or maybe like a duty vehicle almost. That's kind of the idea, instead of me having to build pickup trucks for the duty vehicles, but they had the fire stickers on them, so I figured I'd keep them in the fire apparatus video, but they're really not much else to say about that. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.